Hello, it is Thursday, May 11th, 2023. I'm Chris Remo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It's a Thursday crossword today, which means we'll have some sort of interesting or inventive or surprising theme, perhaps. And this, hopefully interesting, inventive, or surprising edition of the Daily Solve has been brought to us by Camtron, Henrik Koskinen, David Innes, and, as always, the invaluable Timothy Mark, and the indomitable Shoalmaster. So thank you so much to the five of them, benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign. They are generously supporting this channel, keeping this series going. For that, I'm very grateful and appreciative, so thank you. And if you would like to become a patron as well, directly support this channel, and get all of the bonus videos that go up on this channel each week, you can find that at patreon.com/dailysolve or through the link in the description field underneath the video. And of course, if you become a benefactor, you get the Daily Solve official Let's Check the Crosses mug as well. So thank you to everybody who is a patron at any level. I really do appreciate it. Do also subscribe to the channel if you've not gotten around to that, and you can join the Daily Solve Discord chat server via a link in the description field as well. Nice friendly chat community there. So let's move on. Let's get on to the puzzle. Why not? This is the third construction, I think, by Sheldon Polonsky. And like I said, it's a Thursday puzzle, so it will have some sort of interesting or involved theme, and it was edited, as always, by Will Shorts. So let's get going. Let's start solving this crossword. Latin stars. Should I know that? Probably. Not sure. Star Wars character who wears Mandalorian armor. That's the Boba Fett character from Return of the Jedi, or I guess he's in Empire Strikes Back as well. Which do we think it is, Boba or Fett? Fett, maybe, if you... Let's see, organization, yes, organization issuing recalls. The Food and Drug Agency or Administration? Food and Drug Administration, probably that. Sweetums could be dear, maybe, a term of endearment for somebody. And expression of relativity depicted 5 times in this puzzle. E equals mc squared, or mc square. E equals mc, is this right? Surely that's what this is referring to. I mean, this double E makes it impossible to imagine anything else. But I don't quite understand what's going on here. Let's look at this and see if that M seems correct. Like some concepts in theoretical physics. Not sure. Elusive, like this answer. I don't know. So energy equals mass times the speed of light squared. Can you express that as just square? Or I'm not really sure. I would have been certain that was correct. One-time extravaganzas that included diving displays and water ballets. Aqua something. I mean, this is obviously going to be equals. Aqua. I don't know. There's some sort of show. Heckles. You could taunt somebody, heckle them. Word before secret or paperback. You could have a trade secret in business or a trade paperback, a sort of affordable way to publish a book. Dismantle is to undo something, and a trig fig, so a trigonometry figure, I suppose, could be the cosine, maybe, as a trigonometric function. And then if one makes something bubbly, one aerates it. So there we go. And blank big fan. I am a big fan. Looks reasonably likely there. Title for Abraham in the Quran. An imam, maybe? The Quran. 2012 Taylor Swift song with the lyric, "You'll poke that bear till her claws come out." I have no clue. I fairly suspect this is imam. Let's see if that helps. Celeb's red carpet companion, perhaps. Arm something? I want it to be arm candy. This is an MC, like MC squared. Maybe, maybe they go in the same cell. Sorry, so I'm going to engage rebus mode here. If you don't know what rebus mode is, there are always people who don't know, which is understandable because it doesn't exist in most crosswords, but it does exist in some. That is a mode that allows you to enter an arbitrary and sort of an indefinite number of letters into a single cell. And the next question people tend to have after what's a rebus in the New York Times crossword is, how do you know when you have to put it in? And the answer is there isn't any express way to know. You just have to infer it from the rest of the context in the puzzle. And now that I've had two cases where I feel like the relatively clear answer doesn't fit in the grid, that once that happens more than once, it might be worth to start considering that you might be dealing with a rebus. So if it feels like you have answers that seem very correct and they won't fit, maybe you need more than one answer in a single cell. So that's arm candy. Then here we have MC squared. There we go. That makes sense to me. So what is that? Is that doing anything else? It's just MC. Is that it? Well, what about this? So one-time extravaganzas that included diving displays and water ballets. Aqua. I mean, that looks pretty strange, doesn't it? Let's keep solving things around here. Actress Rooney Mara. And second degree. Manslaughter or something? Sort of, I'm not sure. Second degree. Don't think that's the answer. Cambodia's Angkor Wat, the sort of great temple. Word before and after, on, to, or by. Before and after. One to one, one on one, or one by one. Yes, those are all real phrases. Oh, second degree, a master's degree. Right, so after your undergraduate degree, you could get a second degree, you could get a master's. There we go. This looks very odd, doesn't it? Maybe the MC means, so often what happens with a rebus, not always, but sometimes what happens is that it means something different in the down clues than it does in the acrosses. So what could that be doing here? Aqua, I wish this were just a word that I knew. So what's this Taylor Swift song? You'll poke that bear till her claws come out. Mad Woman, maybe? Sounds like a plausible name for a song with that lyric. Is that awkward? It's not aqueducts, obviously. I just do not know what's going on there. This looks strange as well, doesn't it? Oh, no, it's an abbreviation. U.S. naval rank below captain, a commander, presumably. Okay, that actually does look fine. Swearing up a storm, say, you're swearing up a storm, you're cursing, you're something, cussy? I don't know. Assemblages. Pallets, e.g., buds, pals, friends. Rapids transit, question mark, so some sort of pun. A raft, you could have a whitewater rapids raft, for instance, that kind of thing. Pallets, e.g., I'm not sure. Help make viral in a way. To help make something viral is to repost it online, maybe. So viral in the internet sense, not the medical sense. Pallets, e.g., are what? Still not sure. Sleep disorder and apnea. You could have a sleep apnea. Certain soccer shot. I don't know. Maybe I'll recognize the word when I see it. I'm not sure offhand, unsurprisingly. Any of 12 children of Uranus and Gaia are the Titans. So any of them is a single one. So it's just a single Titan, not plural Titans. It's a drag. A drag race or what? Not sure. Some of this and some of that. So obviously it sounds like the phrase, some of this and some of that, but we're referring to some in a mathematical sense here. So totals. The sum of this is one total and the sum of that is another total. So we have two totals pluralized. Latin star. Oh, Astra, Latin stars. Why didn't I think of that immediately? That's annoying. Respiratory concern. Should be getting that. Fly in for the kill. You could swoop in for the kill, and it's a drag. A road? Oh, right, the main drag. A main road. That is a phrase. That is a phrase you hear. Certain soccer shot. Oh, a header. A header is one type of shot. In soccer, you use your head rather than your foot or other part of your body. Respiratory concern. Asthma is a respiratory concern. And prefix with practice could be malpractice. So you could accuse a doctor of malpractice. Bit of latex pool attire. Oh, this doesn't look quite right, does it? Do I have something wrong here? Indoor recess and apps in a church, for instance. So what have I done here? A ski cap? Fly in for the kill. Oh, swim cap. MC. Oh, it's good that I got header first this time. Right, so it's E. Wait, how do we put these in the grid? So it's sort of like E in the acrosses and MC in the downs. So this is aquacades. There we go. Okay. Definitely a word that, I don't know, maybe I've heard it before, but it's not one I'm very familiar with. So it just threw me off entirely there. Okay, so that probably means we need E in here. Now, sometimes you get a situation with these rebuses that work differently in the two directions, which is that it's not necessarily obvious how to put it into the grid. And sometimes the New York Times does a better job than other times. Sometimes they do this better. Sometimes they don't do it so well, of sort of allowing for all the possible ways people could enter these things into a grid. So what I would probably hope for in this puzzle is that if you enter E or MC or EMC, or even, I don't know, EMC2, I would sort of hope that any of those would work, because they all basically imply that the person who put them in understood what they were doing. And it can be hard to sort of read the mind of the person who programmed this into the software to know exactly what they wanted you to do. Because obviously the actual, E equals MC, and then even a 2 wouldn't be technically accurate, because you'd want the superscript 2 to represent a power. So there isn't really a way to put it in a mathematically correct way. So you just hope that they allow whatever version of it you end up putting in the grid that basically reads reasonably well. Anyway, we'll just have to see. So this is an E here in the across, like some concepts in theoretical physics. Do I think that's going to help me? I don't know if it is, for now anyway. Assemblages, displays or something. Swearing up a storm. Smooths in a way. Sands, maybe you sand something down, you smooth it. Clear of, to clear your head of something, you rid your head of those thoughts, for instance. And big name in organic snacks. I'm not sure, actually, about that. Pet food brand. What, there's Alpo. Oh, IAMS is another one. IAMS. 640 acres. Is that a square mile, I guess? It seems like it must be. So what is the big name in organic snacks? I mean, I may just not be very familiar with this. Title lyrics after Ours is a Love in a Jimmy Dorsey hit. I don't know. This reminds me of Annabelle Lee by Edgar Allan Poe, but I don't know that I know this song. Vial fluids could be Sera, so the plural of serum. And blonde shade could be ash blonde, maybe. Turned on, aroused. You turn someone on, you aroused them. Plot again, you remap something on a graph, you plot it again. And what Heron's formula measures for triangles must be the area. Okay, I don't think I remember the name Heron's formula. Is that the sort of classic area formula for triangles? Or maybe I'm just thinking of the formula specifically for right triangles, actually. Anyway, Blank Bird, Pulitzer Prize-winning biographer of Robert Oppenheimer. I don't know. I'm not sure. Salon job, informally. A pedicure. And this could be May, maybe? I don't know. Let's see. Could this be an EMC maybe or not? So Ours is a love so rare. Oh, so ours is a love so rare. Okay, that sounds plausible. So it's just an A. It's not an MC. E equals MC clue. Standardized point of reference is something mark. So Kai bird, I guess. And standardized point of reference. A watermark is not really what that is. Why can I not think what this is? Tony winning role for Mandy Patinkin. I'm not sure. I can picture him in my head. I'm not sure what this would have been. A Broadway production. What would it be? Not sure. I don't know. Great Lakes Tribe. The Eries, maybe? And palates. Oh, the roof of one's mouth. I was thinking, could this be roof? But I wasn't thinking about the one's sort of palate in that anatomical sense. Switch positions to... Oh, no, they're positions of switches. All right, that's clever. Got me on that one. Ons and offs would be switch positions. Oh, Einsteinian. Oh, I see. Like some concepts in theoretical physics, Einsteinian. Okay, there's no way I would have thought about that without sufficient crosses. I wouldn't have thought about it from that angle anyway. Even though I think I mentioned Einstein earlier. Maybe I can't remember. Maybe I didn't. Anyway, graceful and stylish quality is elegance. There we go. Most inert. The most inert thing is the kind of idlest. Oh, right. Okay, so maybe the most inert person is the idlest person, for instance. Vehicle you'd buy if money were no object. Interesting. Dream car? Oh, yeah, dream and MC. Oops. No, equals MC. There we go. R. There we go. Okay. Dream car. So this is just an E. So, oh, benchmark. A benchmark, of course, is a standardized point of reference that you sort of measure other things against. Okay, 20 winning role. Still not sure about this. Per could be each. 5 per, 5 each. Oh, did he play Che Guevara, maybe? It seems like he could pull off that look. Maybe that's the case. Blank of life, tree of life is a common mythological concept. And challenge accepted is it's a bet. So let's just look at what we filled in now as a result of that. Very in Vichy, so Vichy, France. Très, very in French. And division, or segment in this case. And of course, division being abbreviated to div means the answer. Seg will also be abbreviated. Well, is an abbreviation of segment. Like some minor league baseball, AAA baseball. So here we have benchmark, each. Okay, we saw all of those. Great. Okay. Big name in organic snacks. Annie's, I guess. Okay. Must be that. And assemblages are arrays, swearing up a storm. Oh, crass. You're being very crass. You're swearing icy. You're swearing an awful lot. You're being crass. Okay, there we go. Cummerbund is a sash associated with black tie, men's formal dress. And not quite is almost, maybe? Simu Blank, first Asian actor to star in a Marvel movie. Probably have not seen the movie. Not sure. Video game whose working title was Micropolis. That sounds like it would be Sim City, which is basically a micropolis, a small sort of miniaturized city. So Sim City, oh, and of course we need the E. There we go. And that gives us an E here. Ill-tempered is something E with a Y. Orion for one. Oh, no, Orion's the hunter. Oh, right, from yesterday's puzzle, right? The constellations. So Simu Lu, I mean, that sounds like a perfectly common name, Lu. So there we go. Measurement whose name derives from the Latin for elbow is what? What is a measurement that fits in here? I'm not sure. Coach Rockney. Don't know. It sort of looks vaguely familiar, but I don't know. Mythical creature associated with Dionysus, a satyr, the sort of goat man creatures. And Celine's Roman counterpart. Is that Gaia? Oh, no, no, couldn't be. Hera. Is Hera Selene? And I don't know the Roman names nearly as well. I suppose probably most people don't. But we actually already had Gaia in the clue here, so that's not going to be the answer. I don't know if this is right. It might not be. Probably not. Selene. What would that mean? Coach Rockney. Measurement. All right. I don't know what I'm doing here. Ill-tempered. And avoids a fastball, say. Ducks. Out of the way. Ill-tempered. Is this definitely not quite? I don't know. Maybe it isn't. It's not quite true. It's almost true. I mean, that sounds basically right. Ill-tempered. Well, if this isn't almost, this could be sullen. You're in a sullen mood. You're ill-tempered. Lida, Selene. Coach Rockney. I don't know who this is. Measurement. Is this definitely right, Ducks? Maybe this isn't right either, although it gave me that U for sullen. Oh, wow, I'm really stuck here, aren't I? Not quite. Oh, it's all but true. It's not quite true. It's all but true. Oh, a cubit. Measurement whose name derives from the Latin for elbow. Okay, there we go. Cubit, classic sort of classical unit of measurement. So ducks, and then newt, Knute, luna. Oh, sorry, right, okay. Yes. I think I was thinking about this wrong. There we go. So is this probably is newt or Knut? Newt, not Canute like King Canute, but newt maybe? And then, no, it's not right. So what do I think is wrong? See, this is the problem. This is exactly the problem with these sort of rebus entry things. I don't know if what I did wrong got something wrong in the grid, which is entirely possible, or if I should just rethink how these are entered. Maybe first I'll rethink how these are entered. I'll just put in maybe the MCs, and maybe that'll help. And if it's not, it means probably I did something wrong. It was that. See, that's pretty dangerous. the fact that I feel as though I basically got the puzzle right. And what's funny about that is that it ends up putting EMC back in the grid for me. So would it have accepted it if I had typed a slash in there? A slash isn't mathematically accurate, though. E equals. I don't really know why it thinks that that's better. I mean, I guess it's dividing the E and the MC, but in a way that's totally arbitrary and has nothing to do with the actual equation. Don't know. That feels like an oversight in the sort of validation of this puzzle in the software. Not a fan of that. I think they should have. I think they should, like I said earlier, I think they should accept basically any version of this that essentially a reasonable person would think communicates understanding. I mean, I know it's impossible to put in literally everything anyone might have ever thought, but I guess as someone who's professionally a game designer, it's incredibly important to try and allow for things that people do in your software that are totally valid things, even if they aren't the exact version that you would have done yourself. Anyway, there we go. I'll stop blathering on about that. So let's look over the theme quickly. We had the expression of relativity depicted 5 times in this puzzle, which of course is the famous Einsteinian equation E equals mc squared. And we have it here in swim cap and header, here in, it's sort of hard to read this, arm candy and aquacades, of course in the central E equals mc squared and Einsteinian, here in dream car and benchmark, and finally in SimCity and Sullen. SimCity is a good find for that. Arm candy as well, actually. That's a kind of, it's not a very common phrase, certainly, especially in the context of the crossword, but it's certainly a real phrase that I think, you hear it enough for it not to seem ridiculous, and it fits very well with inside this grid. Swim cap, dream car. I guess these are all essentially compound words because M and C don't really go together inside ordinary single words. But there we have it. That was the Thursday crossword. Let me know how you fared with this one, and if you had any trouble getting it to validate, because that is, I can imagine that being a real challenge, especially if you're not familiar with the rebus, which there always are people who are not, understandably. But now that we've done that, let's discuss a few clues from yesterday's puzzle. I did mark a few. I don't know if I grabbed all of them necessarily, but I did grab some. And what do we have? So, this was interesting. So, Kathleen Quinn pointed out in the USA South, y'all is not limited to the second person plural application. Strangely enough, so y'all can be singular or plural, and that is of course true. George Steele says specifically, indeed, y'all is singular. The plural is all y'all. For instance, y'all want to go to my bedroom, directed at an individual, versus all y'all want to go to my bedroom, directed at a group. And I think that's true, but I think it's certainly also true that y'all can certainly be used in the plural. If you said, what do y'all think about that, addressing a group of people, I think that's clearly plural and would not require the all. But anyway, it is a very good point that there is a distinction between those, and you can get more specific in terms of the way that word is used. Anyway, very interesting. Thanks for that. Bora Rex explains that Sagittarius relates to the hunting theme of shooting stars, as it is frequently known as the archer, symbolized with a bow and arrow after the mythical centaur Chiron, who mentored Achilles in archery. So I did not know. I didn't know that that's what Sagittarius referred to. So thank you. And a couple of other people pointed that out as well. Thank you for that. Stephen Giblin explains that hole cards in Texas Hold'em are the two down cards each player is dealt before the community cards are revealed in the flop, turn, and river. So there we go. That explains the phrase ace in the hole. And George Steele replies to say, I have come to the conclusion Chris has never played poker at all. I think that's probably true. I've probably played it once or twice so many years ago that I just have to, and I probably didn't learn these specific phrases because it would have been such an introductory experience. But yes, I'm not very familiar with poker, as is very clear. Stephen Charney. So in response, I guess I should have expected this. I sort of tried to imagine a person who would have immediately known that cashew answer about the nut that was listed first on the mixed nuts packaging. And Stephen Charney said, I knew the cashew answer right away, only because they brag about the mix having lots of cashews. It's arguably the most sought-after nut in a mix and my personal favorite. I used to eat a lot of them. So that's fair enough. That makes perfect sense. I suppose it's listed first for a reason, and that's why it was clued in the puzzle. And finally, Tom Sulla points out, if you were a 60s or 70s kid, you would be familiar with the classic Tupperware TV commercials and their burp for freshness. They would hold a small part of the lid open, push on the rest of the lid to expel some air from the container, and then seal it. An extremely weak forerunner of vacuum sealing. So there you go. That makes sense. That was basically what I was guessing, but it's good to know that is in fact a cultural touchstone for some people. And that is that for the clues from yesterday's puzzle. That's that for today's video, and I'll be back tomorrow for the Friday puzzle when we dispense with these complicated themes. Certainly no rebuses tomorrow, at least we don't expect there to be. So look forward to that. Do join me then. But until that point, please do have an excellent remainder of your Friday. No, your Thursday. Have an excellent remainder of your Friday only after we've solved the themeless crossword tomorrow. Join me then. Bye for now. Take care.